Hey, what is going on, guys? Donovan here, and I'm starting off this video a little different. Of course, you can't see my face. I was changing the oil on the RT, as you can see here. I have the head camera on, and I was just thinking, how can I make a video out of this? And I really can't, but in this video, I want to go over the price of everything that I've paid to basically have a full bolt-on charger RT. If you guys are new to the channel, this charger is has pretty much everything you can bolt on to it, minus E85 if you consider that to bolt on. Actually, the throttle body is stock, but it's the same throttle body that is on the 6.4, so I wouldn't really consider that a bottleneck, and definitely not worth the $300 to $400 that you pay for an aftermarket like 85, 87 millimeter throttle body. But aside from that, this thing has pretty much everything you can do to the exhaust and the intake setup. It's tuned and it has gears. Of course it has the wheels and stuff. I'm not really going to consider that in this price, or in this video price wise. Also, in this video, I'm not going to talk about like installation costs. I kind of pride myself in doing all this stuff on my own. Aside from one oil change and one time when I needed the seals replaced on the axle, I have done all of the work on this car with my friends. Other than that, everything I've done in my garage or my dad's driveway, so kind of pride myself in that. So when you're modding the cars, obviously you want to get them tuned. As you guys know, with the 2015 and up Chargers and Challengers and the other Mopar vehicles, you actually have to get the PCM unlocked before you tune them. That just adds another step in the middle and another couple $100, which is kind of annoying, but if you want to get further with the car, you kind of have to do that. So I actually got mine on a pretty good deal. I bought mine through Summit Racing unlocked, and it's the one that you can get custom tunes on for about $600 before tax. After that, I went ahead and purchased a custom tune through Hemifever tuning. As you guys know, Sean from Hemifever is one of the best tuners for these cars. I have to say I'm incredibly happy with the work he's done in making this car just feel like it's woken up. So if you're looking to get a custom tune, spend the 250-ish bucks, I think. Get the engine and trans tune, because you're gonna be happy with it. So next was actually the cold air intake from JLT, and as you can see, it's actually butchered right now. I don't have the heat shield on because when I moved on to the 392 intake manifold, I had to basically jerry-rig an intake setup to get it to work, and the heat shield doesn't fit, so I'm actually ordering another one from JLT. I like them because they're made in America and the owner is super nice. He's easy to get in contact with. Intake ran me about 250-ish bucks, so in total we're at about 1,050 bucks excluding tax. Now the thermostat, I think it was like 25 bucks. I'm gonna call it 50 so that the math is a little easier. 180 degree thermostat, easy 20-minute fix. Helps the people say it helps the car run a little cooler. It kind of does, but there are disadvantages to running lower temperature throttle bodies, or not throttle bodies, thermostats as well, so you have to keep that in mind. I'm gonna call mine 50 bucks so that the math is a little easier. So we're at 1,100 bucks. So moving on from there was actually the 392 intake manifold, and that was a fun mod. The problem with it is it has a lot of hidden costs, and after you buy the manifold, it isn't just a plug and play. You have to do the wiring, the MSD box to get the active runners working. That's what this thing is. You can see all the wires here, and then of course you have to buy the intake manifold itself. I use my stock injectors. That in total ran me probably around $800. So we're at about 1,900 bucks. From there, I guess the next thing is headers and mid pipes. Headers were probably the second most expensive thing for this car, aside from the intake manifold. The headers and the mid pipes altogether probably cost me about, I want to make sure the gasket's still on this so I don't have to deal with that. Yep, we're good. Headers, gaskets, mid pipes, ended up running about $1,000 total. I did the install myself with my father. You're looking at about a 6-hour install for that one. So if you want to pay somebody to do that, expect that that's going to be kind of a pricier thing. You're looking at close to, you know, over 600 bucks, close to $1,000 just for the install of those. If you could do them yourself, it's a pain in the ass, but you'll save yourself a lot of money. So $1,000 for that. We're at what, 2,900 bucks? You could see them there looking pretty as always. Moving on from there, I have the Borla exhaust and Resonator delete. The Reso delete cost about $100 to get done. I obviously, like I said, even though I did have, I lied earlier. I had muffler shops install the mufflers because I don't know how to weld. That cost about $100, but like I said, I'm not including installation prices. The mufflers themselves in total were about $400. So now we're about $3,300 into the car. Those mods by themselves make a huge difference, of course, given that I had a 16 and we didn't get the active exhaust. It definitely needed some sort of exhaust work. So the mufflers were pretty much the second thing I did after the cold air intake. After I did all of that exhaust work, I figured, as you guys know, not all of the improvements come from just throwing horsepower at the car. Actually, before I did the headers, I also did the 309 Diff install. That thing, it's a limited slip because, as you guys know, unfortunately, stock RTs come with open differentials with varying gearing. The limited slip made a huge difference. Going from 262 gearing on my car specifically to the 309 really woke the thing up. And just the limited slip helps tremendously with traction. And also, you can do donuts and slide the car without looking like a doofus. That ran me about $700. So we're looking at about $4,000 for the car. So $4,000 does not include the stripes I did on the car, the rear valence, exhaust tips, all that stuff's visual, so I'm not including that in this video. But for about $4,000, you can get your car to this level. And I'm not saying this is anything to brag about, it's still an RT. I'm actually really not sure what kind of power it's putting out yet. I'm gonna have it dynoed in a few days here. That'll probably be the next video you guys see. But yeah, for $4,000 you can do all this stuff to your car, and unless I sold the car, which isn't happening anytime soon, I would never go back to stock. All the mods that I've done, aside from like the cold air intake, because as you guys know, that kind of has like a pseudo effect on people. Some people feel throttle response, but it doesn't make a huge difference. Pretty much every other mod, like the headers, the diff, the 392 intake, made a significant difference that drastically increased my, I guess, happiness with how the vehicle performs. I don't regret anything that I've done so far with the car. I'm very happy with this car. As you guys can tell from my videos, I've been very excited about doing things to it. It's kind of the car that I'm learning things on, and so I'm gonna throw in a new intake soon. I'm actually ordering the 392 intake. I don't know if I mentioned that before, from JLT once again. So don't worry about it not having a heat shield. I know I'm losing a little performance there from it's sucking in just hot air from the engine, but thing is on back order right now, so I'm gonna wait for it. But yeah, we're gonna get this pig on a dyno soon here, and we're gonna see how she performs, guys. I'm pretty excited. I'm happy with the car so far. I have zero predictions because I don't know how the dyno is gonna be. I don't know if it's a happy dyno, if it's a heartbreaker. We'll see how it goes. Anyways, I hope you guys found this video somewhat informative. I've had a couple people asking how much money I've dumped into this thing. Of course, $4,000 is a lot of money, but a lot of people say, oh, you could have gone and bought a scat pack. That's true, but at the end of the day, I would have just dumped $4 on a scat pack too, or possibly more money just doing mods in it, because like I said before, this is my learning car, and the scat pack would have just transitioned into my learning car too, so either way, it would have been a money pit. So I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy with how the car is reacting to the things I'm doing to it. It's a beast. I love it. Just hit 20,000 miles, so I'll have a review coming on that soon. But anyways, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in joining me, I guess, on this continuous journey with this car, please remember to click that subscribe button. Thank you guys to the people who are already subscribed and showing support. I really appreciate it. Remember to drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.